Greetings, ladies and gentlefish. Sorry it's been a while since I really put up a video. My apologies. It's just been incredibly busy. C'est la vie, I'm afraid. So, we're going to make this one a triple-parter, focusing in on some replays from Baldric. He is in this first game, platooned up with some clanmates. We have got, who have we got? Cullum Mechar and Killer Chicken. That's an amazing name, by the way. And this is all just going to kind of be an evolving theme. Hopefully you'll see what I mean. So we're kicking off with Baldric in the Tier 7 Swedish tank destroyer. This is the IKV-90B. Now Baldric, by his own admission, is not really a huge tank destroyer fan. So with that in mind, it's going to kind of be very interesting to see how he actually does in a tank destroyer that's very campy, generally speaking, and bottom tier. And then hopefully see what it's like when Baldric's in the tank he actually enjoys. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Just a quick heads up for you, I've also got a couple of reviews that are going to be coming up just around the corner. We're close to the end of the Final Fantasy IX video series, so we're going to do something a bit different afterwards. Hopefully something not as long. And for those of you wondering what has happened to Dark Souls, well, I was finding it did not fit very well into a streaming format, because the problem is, Dark Souls is one of those games where you have to play a reasonable amount of in order to not suck. And if I'm streaming it, then that means I struggle to play as much of it as I might do, because I would only play it when streaming in order for people to get the full story and experience and whatnot. And I don't stream regularly enough for that to really be an option. So what I'm going to do with Dark Souls, I'm going to pick up where I left off, but I'm going to switch it to a video series. So what you're probably going to see is I'm going to put up a relatively short Let's Play video series after, to follow on from Final Fantasy IX, something a little bit different, and then we're going to get into Dark Souls. Dark Souls is a long game, so that video series might take a little bit of time. So there we go, just a heads up for you there. I am hopefully going to do a World of Tanks stream in the not too distant future, probably, well, at the time when you are seeing this, or if you are seeing this on the day when I'm planning this video to be released, it's probably going to be later this week. If you're not, then meh. Or if I was stupid and didn't release it when I wanted to, c'est la vie. But anyway, just a quick little heads up for you there. So, what is it that we are looking at? Well, this is a Tier 9 match. Baldric is therefore at the bottom of the pile. Bit of a weird phrase, but never mind. We're also on Mountain Pass, which frankly is... it's not the best map for a tank destroyer, especially when you're bottom tier, because it does very much encourage you, it does promote you to just drive along a couple of corridors. And you can see here, Baldric's managed to get one hit in on the AMX 1390, but he's now kind of meandering around a little bit, trying to make himself useful, which can be easier said than done sometimes. IKV-90B, as the name would suggest, packs a 90mm gun, so 240 alpha damage, 210 average penetration. And just while we're waiting for Baldric to get in position, I played a couple of World of Tanks games earlier today, first time I've played in a few weeks, and of course patch 1.4 is out, which means that the French wheeled vehicles have arrived. Yeah, I'm not hugely impressed so far, but we'll see. I haven't played them myself yet, this is just from playing against them. I'm not really sure that's what this game needed, but never mind, we'll just see how things go, I guess. So the score lines are 7-6, pretty close, and one of Baldric's platoon mates, unfortunately Killer Chicken has gone down, but, oh no, my apologies, Cullum Mechar has gone down, Killer Chicken is up to 2 kills in his artillery. So Baldric is going to play this a little bit non-campy, let's put it that way. He is flanking up behind people in a tank destroyer, and no comments about boulders and campiness, of course, none would be required. So Baldric is coming up behind these guys, he's outflanking them, and he manages to execute the T-34-1 straight off the bat. Type 4 Heavy is engaging the Tortoise frontally, so Baldric is just going to come up behind the guy, and apparently his gun is completely going to fail him and just going to whiff. Going for a shot into the bum. There we go. Actually sets the tortoise on fire, which is kind of funny. And can we get the tracking shot here? Oh, maybe not. But the guy is still aflame, which is absolutely fantastic. And voila! Suddenly, Baldric has done over 2k damage, and most of it to tier 9s. And there's the kill. There we go. Just casual fire there for 740 while he farms the back of a tortoise. So yeah, this is not going to be the most, well, this game's almost over, it's not the most interesting or exciting game in the world, but I wanted to include it. Partly because, well, frankly, shooting a tortoise in the bum and setting him on fire when you're tier 7 is kind of funny. So we're just going to speed through these last few bits a little. Ferdinand goes down, Killer Chicken gets him, which is always nice. Jagdpanther 2, T-43 and Artillery left. Now, the Artillery actually slaps Boulders in the face and sets Baldric on fire, but Baldric isn't going to have any of that nonsense. The guy's reloading. He bounces on the Artillery, just a little bit of a plot twist there, but the guy's still reloading, so one, and one more shot. Never mind, Panther 88 takes him out. T-43, is this guy actually in the match, or is he AFK? Oh, Jagdpanther 2, there we go. Oh, Baldric gets taken down by that big old gun on the German tank destroyer. Looks like the T-43 was actually AFK, which is a shame for the enemy team, but never mind. Jagdpanther 2's now on 535 health. And I was going to say shouldn't be long for this world, though he does manage to take down the Panther 88 into the bargain. He's going down kicking and screaming, but it's very hard to see him coming back from this. I mean, I was going to say it, but then it takes out the Type 4, so maybe we've got a comeback on our hands. Maybe. We shall see. Well, oh, it takes down the Ferdinand as well. This is getting a little bit concerning for the friendly team, actually, at this point. But, as it is, the friendly Stridsvagn is able to put the Jagdpanther out of his misery, and ta-da, the game is over. So, let's have a look at the post-battle stats. So, there we go, that was the game then. That was actually enough for Baldric's, or one of Baldric's ace tankers in the IKV 90B. He has more than one, as that comment would imply. Came top of his team with 2,612 damage done, 2 kills, 1,114 base experience. Good chunk of that damage was farming the back of the Tortoise, but the Tortoise managed to get the highest amount of damage from the enemy team. So, target worth farming, I guess. 13 shots fired, 10 hits, 9 penetrations for 2,612 damage done, 2 hits received, 2 penetrated. Baldric died, but was still able to have a decent impact on that game, and as Baldric said, not really a tank that he particularly enjoys. So let's have a couple of games, hopefully, in vehicles that Baldric does enjoy, and let's see what happens. Here we go then, and Baldric is in the Su-100 Tier 6 Soviet tank destroyer. Not a tank I particularly like, but it is one that Baldric likes. And you can see he's platooned up with myself in the KV-2 and Renz in the Cromwell. This is a match I've been meaning to show for frigging ages at this point, and have finally gotten round to it. Now, spoiler alert, I have a terrible game. I played this game on stream. For those of you who have seen the stream, well, yeah, I had an awful game. The gun just wasn't working, and I wasn't really able to get myself into an effective position, and it all goes hideously, hideously wrong. Renz has a decent game, but really, the star of this match is Boulders here in his Su-100. He is choosing to use the 122mm gun, giving him 175 average penetration, and as you can see there, 390 alpha damage, which means at tier 6 this machine hits like a frigging truck. Ooh, is the VK going to give Baldric a shot? Oh, go on, VK, go on. I believe in you. I believe in the power of you to screw up. Come on. Come on. Never mind. C'est la vie. But, even though Baldric's only got one shot in so far, 368 damage, and that is of course a low roll from this gun, is still quite painful. This is a tier 8 match, and in case you weren't able to work it out for yourselves, it's an assault game here on the Siegfried Line. So we have to get into their base, eat all of their cookies, and murderize their faces. Baldric switches targets to a Skoda T25. Alas, the Skoda disappears from sight before Baldric is able to get a shot off. So, I think the main reason that Baldric likes this tank and I dislike it is probably this gun, let's be honest. 390 alpha damage is painful. 175 average penetration at tier 6 is perfectly capable of doing the job. The downside, of course, is that this gun is not very accurate. The aiming time is not particularly great, and I just find it overall a combination that I'm not a huge fan of. I would rather play the Flat Panzer, personally. Anyway, shot there, again a low damage roll, but a shot into the side of the VK there. So we're up to 708 damage, or I should say Boulders is up to 708 damage from only 2 shots. Hello Mr. Oni, do you really want a repeat of the performance from earlier on? Apparently you do. 373, still a low roll. One day we will roll average for damage on this gun. Would be nice. Side shot into the VK, oh that would be a thing of beauty, and there we go. 372, still a low roll. But the VK is really getting badly mauled for his attempt to take out the Lorraine there, and Baldric is actually able to pick up the kill. So we're up to 1656 damage done with this 122mm gun, and Baldric is trying to find a shot into some of these fellows down in K8. Unfortunately, they are all on the flip side of the ridgeline, so shooting them is gonna be a problem. E25 poking his head up, see what he can do. Can he do anything interesting? Probably not. Probably not. So, having a quick look around. Anyone going to try and chase this Panther over the ridgeline? It'd be funny if nothing else. No, they don't seem to like that plan. I mean, I can't really say I blame them, but yeah, go figure. IKV 90B. Sorry, that's not a 90B, that's an IKV 65-2. My apologies, that's the tier 6. Baldric's gone for the shot, but he doesn't have that much to shoot at. And he had auto aim on, so it aimed at centre of mass, and the centre of mass shot was a bit pants. So, non-centre of mass shot, that still goes into the hill. And this is why I don't like this gun. It's not very reliable. Now, to be fair, this is at 550 metres. I mean, most guns are not reliable at this sort of range. But it just drives me round the bend. As I say, I would rather use a different machine. But Baldric has fun in this thing, and he does well, so all power to him. Going for a punt there, which looks like it could actually have hit. Don't know if it did or not. I imagine we shall find out later on. Either that guy's going to turn up on not a lot of health, or in the post-game stats we'll have a look. So, this position appears to have outstayed its usefulness. Baldric is going to relocate here and see if he can do anything to the rest of the team. We're approaching the 5-minute mark, which means our team has used up about half of its time. Remembering that in an assault match, if the attacking team does not get over there and bring the pain on, the defending team wins by default when time runs out. So we do have to be a little bit careful there. Scorpion, T71DA, VK over here. I'm having issues with a Ferdinand or something, if memory serves, and getting shot by pretty much anything and everything, which is annoying. And Ren's just got slapped in the face and lost all his health. So, yeah, a little bit suboptimal. So Baldric's coming around here, see if he can do something about the VK, but the VK dies. Scoreline is 9-7 at this point. Scorpion was last spotted over this ridgeline. There he is on full health. This is the American Scorpion with a C, not the German Scorpion with a K. So the tier 7 American tank destroyer with that 90mm gun. And Baldric's actually reloading high explosive here because the Scorpion has absolutely atrocious armor, and the high explosive from this gun does a lot of damage. 541 right into the guy, and that was a slightly high damage roll. Renz comes in to distract the fellow, and well, good night Vienna. There goes the Scorpion, over 2.2k damage done at this point. Switching back to armor piercing, there's only 4 of them left, and there is one of them. Auto aim for the win, let the gun aim, and miss. Well, at least Renz is there to pick up the kill on the GW Panther. That leaves the E25, Ferdinand, and the Progetto 46. And Baldric is back on the hunt. just going to speed this along a little bit. The mobility on the SU-100 is not bad, though it's not fantastic. And Baldric's going to see if he can come up behind this Ferdinand and give the guy a damn good slapping in the face. Now, the issue is, if you pop out where Baldric was going to pop out, you run the risk that any TDs behind you are just going to be able to really wreck your face. Ferdinand turns around as he gets distracted by Renz. Baldric comes up behind him and... pew! 430! Finally! An AP damage roll that is above average. Now, Baldric's coming around for another shot. Going for the tracking shot here. A little bit of assistance damage would, of course, be good. 393, slightly above average, and that just leaves the Progetto and the E25. Over 3,000 damage done at this point. Progetto is over there. Can Baldric do some damage to this fellow? Ah, Progetto goes behind a bunker there. E25 has also been spotted. Now, these two are still dangerous tanks. The Progetto, of course, is tier 8 and packs that auto reloader, and the E25, whilst it doesn't have an auto loader, that gun does fire mighty quickly. So do still have to be a little careful, and as this is an assault game, it is still very losable, although your money would have to be on our team at this point. Baldric is actually capping the base, just to add insult to injury, and really make sure that this thing ends well. And remember, of course, when you see the final results for this and when you look at Baldric's damage count and whatnot, remember that this is a tier 8 match. Baldric is bottom tier and he has not fired a single round of APCR. So they are worth bearing in mind. Renz is doing the death tango with the E25, and actually our team manages to win this by cap. Baldric, unfortunately, is not able to get the kill on the Progetto 46, but ends up being a pretty decent game for him all the same. So in the end, that is enough for an ace tanker for Baldric there, along with Bruiser, Fire for Effect, and a high caliber medal. If we have a look at the team list, oh dear, Renz actually finished at the top of the team there with 1,784 damage done, 2 kills, 1,241 base experience, 805 assistance damage to go in. Baldric managed 3,500 damage, 1,223 base experience, and 2 kills, and I managed 0 damage. 368 assistance damage, but 0 actual damage. Yeah, probably the less said about that, the better, if we're going to be honest. It was definitely the rest of my platoon that carried that particular match. Now, interesting to note, of course, that Baldric did actually hit that IKV in the end for 394, which is why he'd done 3,500 damage rather than the 3,000 that we saw. 14 shots fired, 10 hits, 10 pens for that damage count, and over 2,000 damage was from a reasonable distance. 5 enemy vehicles damaged, 2 of them destroyed, 62 base capture points in the bargain, and just under 2 kilometers travelled. Really nice result there from both Renz and from Baldric. Last but by no means least, we jump up to, well, it's a tier 10 match, but we are in tier 9 machines. In fact, I'm pretty sure this is from the same stream. I am driving in my M103, Renz is in his T10, and Baldric is in his T49, the mobile derpmobile. This is Himmelsdorf. This is not where you generally see light tanks prodding prodigious amounts of buttock, but I had to show this video, or this game, at some point, because entertainment-related reasons. Again, those of you who've watched the stream and remember it might have an idea of what's coming. So, we're going to be following Baldric's perspective for this game, because it is easily the most interesting perspective. So, Baldric is starting off down here, on the low ground, on Himmelsdorf. Myself and Renz have both gone round to Castle von Himmelsdorf, up on the hill. And Baldric is just seeing if he can get a shot on this AMX CDC. Not really. I mean, he didn't want to aim too much because that AMX would just gonna move out the way anyway, and there's an AMX 1390, and, you know, it would just be inviting pain. So yes, Baldric is sniping with a howitzer. And hello, Mr. AMX CDC, and there's kill number 1. 333 damage, quite satisfying. For those of you who don't know, by the way, this is the tier 9 American light tank gets the option of 2 guns. There's a 90mm gun or a 152mm derp gun. What sort of weapon do you think people generally use on this tank? Exactly. So this is Baldric using the derp. He does seem to like his large caliber, well, derp guns. Go figure. So we have got, oh, there's a lot of friends. Centurion, Super Conqueror, pair of 1390s. Baldric just drives straight across the gap. It's almost as if they weren't expecting him there. And it looks like he's trying to hunt El Scorpione. Manages to dodge a shot from the T-34, but runs into a T-28 prototype. So Baldric is getting himself into a whole heap load of trouble and misses the Scorpion into the bargain. Oh dear, and he's kind of on his own over here, so this could go hideously, hideously wrong. Spoiler alert, it doesn't. Not that that should really come as a massive spoiler. So, T-28 prototype is... okay, nope. Oh, he actually misses. Haha, sucks to be you. But the prototype does have a pretty good reload, so we do want to be a little bit careful there. Baldric comes around the corner, the Centurion manages to flub that shot, and Baldric is able to execute him for kill number 2. Who's left? Pair of AMXs over here, a couple of 1390s. Long old reload on this derp gun. There goes one 1390, and ooh, who just slapped him in the face for over 1,000 damage? Hello 1390, how are you today? Oh, not a penetration. Penetrating shot would have done like 900 damage. Sad. Oh well, probably exploded on the guy's tracks or something. Never mind, not to worry. Better luck next time. So, Baldric is still coming around. His gun is pretty much reloaded at this point, and whoa! T-28 prototype. It seems to be the bane of Baldric's existence at this point, and there's a Batchat 12T, who once again gets a little bit lucky in that that shot doesn't actually penetrate. It only did 383 damage. Yeah, I know, when you're saying only 383 from a light tank. Anyway, Super Conqueror is just around here. And are you ready for something vaguely entertaining? Hello, Mr. Super Conqueror. Now, what's the armour on the rear of that Super Conqueror? Do we think it's pretty rubbish? I think it's pretty rubbish. Oh, that never gets old. Baldric hits him in the bum for 901, sets him on fire. Fire burns him to death for another 702, and suddenly Baldric's on 3 kills and 3k damage. Oh, dearie me. Genuinely, I could watch that little replay again and again and again. Never mind. Now, while Baldric's been owning the rest of the town, myself and Renz have managed to get ourselves killed up on the hill, which is a bit of a shame, but there we go. Baldric is going around. He's managed to, as I say, managed to kill the Super Conqueror now. And he's going to see who is in the base. Probably the T-28 prototype. Now, there's stuff in the way, which is a bit sad, but there's a side shot potentially. This could be entertaining. Oh, yes! 1,053 penetration on the side of a T-28 prototype. Damn, that's going to leave a mark. Oh, crikey. Right. Oh no, Batchat 12T again. He seems to want to kill Baldric, but that's a shame. Can Baldric kind of return the favour here? Now the Batchat does get a little autoloader. The Batchat is now dead. Oh dear. Anyway, 4,748 damage. Oh, goodness me. Right, what's left? AMX 1390, who's on 720 health. Oh, that looks tasty. And what's left of that poor T-28 prototype? Never mind, he's dead. Hello, Mr. AMX. How are you today? Not very well, are you? Oh, dearie, dearie, dearie me. Right, shall we go and have a look at the post-game stats for that one? Right, that was enough for an ace tanker, funnily enough. Bruiser, Arsonist, Fighter, Fire for Effect, an Orlix medal, and a high caliber medal. Orlix, by the way, is for racking up 2 or more kills in a light tank where the enemies are a higher tier than you. 5,468 damage done, 5 kills, 1,447 base experience. Booyah. Myself and Renz had a pretty rubbish time there. I'll be honest. It was not our finest moment. But 5,500 damage in a tier 9 light tank, in a tier 10 game, on Himmelsdorf, that's quite entertaining. 10 shots fired, 7 hits, 7 penetrations for that damage. 4 hits received, all of them penetrated, but it doesn't really matter. Baldric was still alive at the end, and in less than 6 minutes was able to just murder a good chunk of the enemy team. Oh, that was absolutely brilliant. Oh dear. Anyway, there was a trio of replays for you. Thank you very much, Baldric, for sending them in. I hope you guys enjoyed them. If you did, by all means, feel free to catch some of my other videos and or subscribe to my channel. And as ever, I wish you very happy hunting on that battlefield. Ciao, ciao.